Is Sweden truly leading the global truck game, or are we just enchanted by Scandinavian charm? For years, the heavyweight contenders have been clear. Germany with its mechanical precision, America with its road-dominating giants, and Japan with its efficient engineering. But steadily, quietly, and without fanfare, Sweden has positioned itself as a force to be reckoned with. And two names say it all: Volvo and Scania. Not just brands, institutions, innovators, icons. Born in Sweden and built for the world. This isn't about chrome or horsepower bragging rights. It's about who is actually shaping the future of trucking through innovation, durability, and global reach. So let's cut through the myth-making. Is Sweden the true leader in global truck manufacturing? Or is this just clever branding wrapped in minimalist design? Let's find out. Before we go, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling trucking videos. To begin with, what makes a Swedish truck different is not what you see first. It is what you feel after hundreds of miles behind the wheel. There is no excess, no flash for the sake of flash. Every inch of a Volvo or Scania is built with one clear goal: to serve the driver and the road with purpose. Swedish engineering begins with the person in the seat. Comfort is not treated as an afterthought. It is the foundation. Climb into the cab and it becomes obvious. The interior is clean, logical, and calming. The visibility is wide and unobstructed. Controls fall naturally into place. The seat doesn't just support, it embraces. Even on rough roads and long hauls, noise is low, fatigue is lower. This is the soul of modular design. Borrowing from the same mindset that made Swedish furniture iconic, these trucks are efficient, elegant, and built to last. Every component is meant to be swapped, serviced, or upgraded without hassle. Nothing is overbuilt for ego or underbuilt to save pennies. From the engine bay to the dashboard, everything is tuned to deliver strength without noise and simplicity without sacrifice. That clarity is no accident. As one Scania engineer put it, innovation is not about making things complex, it's about making things obvious. Volvo echoes this ethos in its design studios and testing grounds across Sweden, where engineers work with the precision of craftsmen. Eco-innovation also runs deep in the Swedish approach. Lightweight materials reduce emissions. Intelligent software manages fuel with remarkable efficiency. And every design decision considers not just the road ahead, but the planet beneath it. Sweden does not build trucks to impress a showroom. It builds them to serve drivers, survive harsh terrain, and set the pace for a cleaner, smarter future. Meanwhile, when people talk about trucking superpowers, three names often dominate the conversation: Germany, the United States, and Japan. Each has built a legacy. Each commands respect. But Sweden quietly rewrote the rules and now leads the game they helped invent. Starting with Germany, the land of precision. Mercedes-Benz and MAN have long been celebrated for their engineering, but when it comes to transmission intelligence, Sweden is several steps ahead. Volvo's I-Shift and Scania's Opticruise are more than gearboxes. They are thinking systems. Each shift is calculated, smooth, and constantly adapting to driving conditions. They save fuel, extend engine life, and reduce stress for the driver. Scania's modular engines add another layer of brilliance. They're built to be maintained, not just admired. Servicing is quicker. Parts are easier to replace. Contrast that with the complex architecture of MAN trucks. German engineering may sparkle on paper, but on the road, Swedish trucks spend less time in the shop and more time working. Now looking across the ocean, the American trucks, Freightliner, Peterbilt, Kenworth, they stand tall with power and presence. Their long noses and chrome grills are icons of open road freedom. But digging beneath the surface and a different story unfolds. Fuel efficiency often takes a back seat. Emission standards are still catching up, and while digital systems are slowly improving, they lag behind the integrated diagnostics and aerodynamic smarts already embedded in Swedish fleets. On the straight stretches of American highways, US trucks perform well, but when the roads narrow, the weather shifts and the terrain turns unpredictable. Sweden's machines shine. Their tighter frames, precise steering, and adaptive control makes them natural leaders in Europe's diverse and demanding routes. And then there's Japan. Hino, UD Trucks, and Isuzu have mastered the art of compact logistics. In urban environments, they are nearly unbeatable. But when the conversation shifts to long-haul endurance, heavy-duty strength, and performance across extreme landscapes, Sweden pulls ahead. Volvo and Scania built trucks not just for city blocks, but for snowfields, mountains, and deserts. This is not about building trucks that look good in catalogs, it's about surviving real-world chaos and doing it efficiently. That's why when the stakes rise, the route stretches across borders, climates shift mid-journey, and regulations vary mile by mile, Swedish trucks become the natural choice. Their reputation isn't built on aggressive marketing or show truck glam, it's earned in the trenches of real-world freight. You'll find Scania trucks where the terrain gets rough and the pressure never lets up. In Latin America, they pull loads through mountains, jungles, and construction zones. In Asia, they operate seamlessly in bustling ports and remote hinterlands. In Africa, they run through heat, dust, and punishing distances without missing a beat. With a presence in over 100 countries, Scania doesn't just participate in the global market, they anchor it. Their service network is built for speed, and their technicians are trained to handle just about anything the road throws at them. Volvo brings that same power and precision to the global stage. From Sweden to Brazil, India to Australia, their trucks keep entire economies moving. Their production plants combine Scandinavian engineering with local expertise, adapting to different conditions without sacrificing quality. Their parts logistics networks moves with remarkable efficiency. When a Volvo truck needs servicing, it is never a question of whether a part is available. It's more about how fast it will arrive. This is exactly why global logistics giants rely on Swedish trucks. In an industry where every hour of downtime costs money, they need machines that stay moving, machines that stay ready, machines that stay smart. Volvo and Scania don't sell reliability as a slogan. They deliver it as a business advantage. Fleet managers around the world know the truth. When delivery times cannot slip and pressure is at its highest, Sweden answers the call. Take Volvo's workhorse rigs in India hauling fuel across thousands of miles, or Scania's leadership in Brazilian sugarcane fields. These are not easy routes. These are punishing conditions where weaker trucks fall behind. And time after time, the Swedish-built ones keep on going. Beyond rugged landscapes, Sweden also wins with systems. These trucks are not just machines. They are intelligent partners in logistics. With real-time diagnostics, predictive maintenance alerts, and smart monitoring tools, they spot problems before they become problems. That is not just convenience. That is foresight. That is how you stay ahead in a world where delay means disaster. So when companies build their fleets, they're not just buying engines, they're investing in uptime, in service networks, in support systems, and in long-term dependability. They look at how quickly a truck can be repaired, how trained the mechanics are, and how soon it can be resold. They look at every angle, and again, they choose Sweden. Because in this business, it's not the loudest truck that wins, it is the one that keeps showing up, on time, in one piece, and ready for more. In a global economy that runs on razor-thin margins and tight deadlines, Swedish trucks are not just reliable, they are essential. However, Sweden is not just preparing for the future of trucking. It's already living in it. While much of the world is still discussing possibilities, Swedish manufacturers are taking bold steps and putting cutting-edge technology into real-world service. Volvo's autonomous concept, Vera, is already operating in controlled environments, quietly and efficiently moving goods between logistics hubs without a driver. It is not a lab, prototype, or a flashy showroom concept. It is working right now in the real world. Scania too. It's pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Their electric long-haul trucks are not just being built for city limits or short urban hops. These machines are ready for the kind of work that defines heavy transport, long distances, varied landscapes, and tight delivery schedules. At the same time, Scania is integrating biofuel options into their mainstream lineup. In Sweden, alternative fuels are not seen as future experiments or niche alternatives. They are practical, scalable tools for reducing emissions today. Compared to Sweden's momentum, other global powers seem to be stuck in first gear. In the United States, electric and autonomous trucking still feels like an experiment confined to a few states and a handful of fleets. There's policy hurdles, range anxiety, and infrastructure gaps that continue to slow progress. And Germany, for all its engineering brilliance, remains deep in debate about timelines, costs, and carbon policy. Japan takes a careful approach, slowly easing into electric mobility but holding back on full-scale autonomous deployment. Sweden has skipped the debate and chosen action. It's not just investing in innovation, but integrating it into everyday logistics. From production lines to roadways, the shift is already happening. And this shift is not only about technology, it is a deeper mindset that combines sustainability, efficiency, and functionality into a seamless package. Every new innovation is expected to meet real-world demands. It must be durable, serviceable, and scalable. Swedish companies do not chase gimmicks. They focus on smart solutions that serve the industry now and build toward a cleaner, smarter future. And that is why Swedish trucks are not only respected but trusted. They do not just promise the future, they arrive with it fully operational and ready for work. While others talk, Sweden delivers quietly, efficiently, and with purpose. Sweden holds an advantage that cannot be reverse engineered. It is not just about engineering or manufacturing. It is about mindset. At the heart of Swedish truck design is a culture that prioritizes collaboration, encourages innovation, and treats sustainability as a shared responsibility, not a marketing pitch. These values are not trends. They're deeply rooted into how the country thinks, works, and builds. In contrast, other nations face internal limitations that slow progress. And German truck makers are undeniably skilled, but their corporate environments are often fragmented. Layers of management and divided priorities can dilute the focus needed for rapid innovation. The brilliance of German engineering sometimes gets lost in the complexity of decision-making. American manufacturers operate from a different playbook. Their strength lies in scale. They build in massive volumes and push for market dominance through numbers. But with that focus on quantity, refinement often takes a back seat. In the race to flood the highways, the finer details such as driver comfort, digital systems, environmental foresight can be overlooked or delayed. And Japanese brands are globally respected for their consistency and quality. But their approach is traditionally cautious. They tend to avoid big risks, especially in the heavy-duty trucking sector. Progress happens, but at a measured pace, and innovation is carefully managed, which can make it difficult to keep up with a faster-moving market. Sweden does not operate within those same boundaries. Its truck makers, especially Volvo and Scania, are not burdened by excess hierarchy or paralyzed by fear of change. Their systems are built for flexibility and continuous improvement. They listen to drivers, they respond to the planet's needs, and they adopt new technologies quickly, not just to stay relevant, but because they believe it is the right thing to do, while others debate, scale, or hesitate. Sweden continues to set the pace. It is not reacting to trends, it is creating them. In the world of trucking, where strength and endurance are vital, Sweden has already laid the road ahead, and the rest of the world is still trying to follow. Now, if you really want to know what matters on the road, ask the drivers. They speak from the cab, not the boardroom, and they rarely hold back. And one thing comes up again and again. Once a driver gets behind the wheel of a Scania, it becomes the new benchmark. The handling feels instinctive, the torque delivers exactly when it's needed, and the onboard systems anticipate problems before they happen. As one veteran put it, once you've driven a Scania, everything else feels outdated. Volvo earns a different kind of praise. Drivers describe it as the truck that looks after them. The seats, the suspension, the quiet cabin, they all add up. It's not just comfort for the sake of luxury. It's a comfort that converts into profits. Drivers report less fatigue and longer hauls and fewer overnight stops. One comment sums it up well. Volvo's comfort and fuel economy pays for itself. And then there are the subtle comparisons. American trucks, while bold and iconic, often get labeled as fuel-thirsty. And in long-haul scenarios, that hits the bottom line hard. German trucks, for all their engineering brilliance, can feel like puzzles when they break down far from a workshop. One frustrated driver said, "Try fixing a German truck in the rain with basic tools. Then you'll understand." Swedish trucks seem to avoid those pitfalls. They're built with empathy, with an understanding that the road is not always forgiving. They prioritize the experience of the person behind the wheel. And in the world of logistics, where comfort, control, and reliability shape every mile, the human-first approach is not just appreciated, it is essential. And in the end, Sweden leads, not in theory, but in action, in engineering, in reliability, and in global scale, and in sustainability. While the world debates what the future of trucking looks like, Sweden's already building it, and driving it, and owning the road ahead. This is not just a country with a strong truck industry. This is a global benchmark, a nation that proved that you can combine comfort, efficiency, and toughness without compromise. So the next time someone points to Germany's precision or a gleaming American rig, ask them this: can it climb an icy hill at -30 degrees, save fuel, and give the driver a massage all in one ride? If not, it's not Swedish. Think your country builds a better truck? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. We're listening.